What is up, guys? We have a top 16 deck profile here with a Nami player who is able, I think you're the only Nami player, right? To be able to make the top 32 cut. And here he is in the flesh. And it's going to be a high rarity deck profile. So if you guys want to see high rarity Nami cards, here it is. What is your name, by the way?
Usually go by Sin or Syndicate.
Oh, Syndicate. Very cool name. Yeah, so why Nami in this meta? Do you think Nami has a really good chance of doing well into a Dofi meta?
Given how this is the first regionals that Dofi was actually legal, I figured a lot of people would be trying to counter out Dofi as a main competitor in the format. So there would be a lot of anti-Dofi decks in the format.
And the anti-Delphi decks are usually where you want to capitalize on? Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
I see. So, yeah, I guess it's a good explanation to why you decided to play this deck. Let's go into your deck file, and then we'll go into the matchups afterwards.
All right.
Here's the surprising, by the way. The Vivi, the Shirahoshi, and the Chomper. So, hit them up if you guys want them.
All right, and as standard, 4 Margarets, standard blocker, draw 1, cycle. Good for going first, just to get the cycle and easy counter out or block.
Okay, cool.
Just for the Nami matchups, in case of anything, and cycle 1 card, one hanger. Usually the one flex card.
Yeah. Were you expecting to play Nami in the mirror match today?
It was possible.
Or yesterday, I'm sorry.
It was possible, but I didn't see any, even though there was plenty around me. I think I saw about 4 other people playing Nami towards the end.
Yeah, okay, makes sense.
Standard 4 Kayas. Can't have a Nami deck without.
Yeah, you need Kaya for sure.
And then 4 Apis. I know not a lot of people play Apis. Reason of playing 4 Apis is just because of Dofi. A lot of decks use 2 to 3 puddings to get your hand down in size. So Apis is an answer to their puddings to start cycling cards out of hand to go back down to either 5 or 6, which in most cases they will not putting you at that point.
I see. It's also a 2K, which is nice.
Yeah, it's also a 2K, so in the worst case scenario, I can just use it as a 2K counter.
Got it.
For Gloriosas, for 3 Gloriosas, I know some decks use 2, some decks use 3. I was trying 4 at first, cut it down to 3. It just feels more consistent given the count on targets.
Okay.
And the last characters is my personal flex of Daz Bones.
Nice.
There's been too many cases where it's usable, either getting one of my 2K counters or even a gavel in hand to start cycling out, which I'll get to a point later on. And know a lot of decks prefer using 1, since I've seen other variants use Deathwink. I still prefer using 2 regardless.
I see. Okay.
And that's all the characters.
The rest is all going to be events, huh?
Yep, the event stack. So standard 4 Pilafs. Again, can't have a Nami deck without 4 Pilafs.
Yeah.
Easy cycle, good for going first, draw 2, and to deal with the first attack easily. Whatever. Same thing as Margaret. 4 Mellows. You go down in hand quite often. 4 is almost mandatory for it. One of my personal favorites from the set from this tournament so far was Snake Dance, especially in the was it BY Luffy match that I did face in the Swiss. Getting it in trigger while having a character on board was able to bounce one of my opponent's Luffy's back to hand, so that was easily eliminated an attack that they would have got through. So that Snake Dance came in clutch for various points, as well as just being able to cycle Kayas and Gloriosas.
Yeah.
And even one time being able to play a Apis and bouncing it back to hand.
Yeah, good stuff.
Again, 4 White Snakes, that extra 1K is crucial, especially in the Dofi matchup. It came them swinging 7K constantly, White Snake plus any of my 2K counters. It just made countering out a lot easier, as well as punishing their 5K bodies. And then four gavels. Again with the Apis, just cycling cards out, getting rid of dead cards, and as well as good in the Dofi match because it bounces a 4 cost, which all of their characters except Jozu, if they play it, it'll all be bounced back to hand. So you get rid of a body there, or you got a 4K counter that cycles out your hand. And 4 rubber bands of doom, standard draw 1, cycle 1 trigger, or 2K and trash 1.
It's good, yeah.
Yep. 4 desert spadas.
Oh, okay, 4 of them.
It's also to help with cycling cards. You want to see what card you're drawing most of the time, and you don't want to just randomly blind mill at some points, especially early on, which cost me the game in top 16 since I ended up milling a peel off and a Kaya off a gavel, which is one of the worst things you could possibly do.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then as well as for all stars, it's standard draw 2 trigger, and easy trash fodder for either gavel, Apis, and Kaya.
Yeah, and you have to play because of the trigger ability
Yeah.
to thin out your deck. Okay, cool. Do you remember your matchups throughout the whole day?
Most of my matchups, I remember. There were 3 Dofi matchups that were pretty close. I ended up winning 2 out of the 3 Dofis. One of my 2 losses in Swiss was a Dofi about round 4, and all 3 became pretty close.
Yeah.
The other loss was to an NL, just because of having this lowballing the life.
Triggers, yeah.
No triggers in that match, so that was downhill from there.
Yeah, that's usually your best matchup, correct? Unless, yeah.
It's usually a preferred matchup, unless your life is
Doing nothing
out.
for you. Okay.
And then there was one purple Luffy as well that though my opponent did whiff on his his 7 Luffy, he didn't get to play out a preferred character off of that, so that was preferable in mine. And then there was a one BY Luffy player, and that one came close, but it was still another match that was in my favor. And then the last matchups, there was 3 Luccis, I believe.
Yeah.
And which kind of was what I was expecting to play against the most due to the Dofi meta. So
yeah.
Lucci being one of my preferred matches, even the one I want to see the most of because of the Dofi. So seeing more Lucci is better for me to eliminate the Dofis that I don't want to see.
So even though Dofi's everywhere, you wanted to dodge it, but you won 2 out of 3, so it's not bad.
I still want to dodge it just because it is more stressful with having to rely on certain cards more than others. But Lucci is more focused on getting rid of Dofi, so it makes them not having 6 cost Brook as common as previous format. That makes it a lot easier.
Okay, so you got to top 32, and your first match of the day of the top 32 was?
It was against a Lucci.
Lucci, and then you were able to beat that?
I was able to beat that, yeah.
Yeah, because they mill. Actually, they don't do much to try to push you.
Yeah, no, the opponent didn't have any 6 cost Brooks to mess with my deck at all, so that was a preferable matchup.
Okay.
There was only one card I was worried about, which was the 9 cost Kaido, but I always kept a big enough hand to where he can never use the 9 cost effect to trash one of my cards.
I see. And then we get to top 16, and you played against Nikki Goldman, one of the best players in One Piece TCG right now. How did you feel approaching that matchup? The Taxi Luffy, of course.
I faced like any other BY Luffy match. Was expecting to go as usual. However, lowballed my life on both matches, and it was downhill from there.
Yeah, low ball is, low roll, you mean? Is that what you mean? Low roll?
Low roll, low ball.
Yeah, low ball roll. Yeah. Okay. So unfortunately, your deck wasn't working. Did you get it to game 3 at least?
No, we only did two games.
Unfortunate.
First game being really bad due to milling off a gavel to peel offs, and then using another gavel to mill a Kaya. So it was downhill from there for match 1, and then match 2 was almost just as bad with no triggers in life.
I see. With Nationals coming up in Billy, Florida, will we be expecting to see you there?
I plan to be going and playing the upgraded with OP-9 for Nami.
Really? Okay. So gonna take Nami, still doing kind of well in all these metas, and hopefully doing well in the OP-09. Any changes you would make for the OP-09 meta? Taking out certain cards, or have you thought about it all?
In current meta for OP-8 and OP-8.5, it's more the what is it? The Amazon Lily package. I think in OP-9 it's going to be more the the Nami structure. Going to be the main target for the deck. So.
Oh, the structure deck's coming out at the same time as OP-09?
I believe OP-9 comes out before that, so it'll be usable for that.
Okay, and then the structure deck is at the same time as the OP-09 release?
I don't know about the structure deck, but I'm saying that the one cost Nami searcher is what we'll be using from OP-09.
I see. Okay, well, I hope to see you there, and good luck in the future.
Yep, thank you.
So.